All right, what's up guys? Zach here, and I want to share with you how to create an email marketing campaign using Klaviyo if you're running a direct-to-consumer e-commerce brand. Let's dive in. So why listen to me? I've been doing this for years and years, and we help handfuls of D2C clients at one time get awesome results. Our average client adds 50 to 200K to their monthly revenue, just like you can see here with all these different case studies. So what we're going to talk about today is the content calendar, copywriting, creating the design, uploading to Klaviyo, and making sure to send to the right people. Let's dive in. So creating the content calendar is super simple. We have this template here that we share with the client, and we get their approval before we actually start writing the email campaigns. One thing I want to note here is it's very important that you go into as much detail as you can, as reasonably possible. That way you can do the work ahead of time and you can clear it up. If you're an email marketer, you can clear it up with the client, or you can just be sure when you're sending out campaigns that you know what products are being featured, what the goal of the email is. As you can see here, we have both of those columns in here. We want to be very specific on exactly what we're sending emails about. We don't want to have, we don't want to just put the collection. We want to put these specific products. We also want to be very specific in the goal of the email, whether it's building credibility and trust, connecting with new subscribers, clearing out old inventory, etc. We also have this column here, which is going to be the offer. Majority of the time, we only have maybe one, maybe two sales per month. We like to do this on the monthly basis as well. And then description, just want to be as clear and concise with your subscription, and then the campaign name and approximate send date and time. Always great to have all that information. So here's just a template, quick outline, and then you can actually drag these ideas down into the backup ideas if you want to move things around. But generally, this is how we do it. And one row is going to be one email, and we only do 1 month at a time. So this is the template that we share with our clients and we share among our internal team. Copywriting. So copywriting 101, just going to give you some very, very basic email copywriting tips. Number one here, image, offer, and CTA should absolutely be within the first fold of the email. This is the biggest thing within email marketing, is that a lot of people are just not going to read past that first fold. So you want to make sure the headline is above the fold. CTA is right here. Here, image is above the fold. This is a great template, an example that you can use. Number two, we want things to be short and punchy. Don't need to write a novel for your brand, especially for design heavy type e-commerce brands. We want to make sure that the value proposition is very clear. So that's why we really spend a lot of time on the headline. We always refer back to the website and what the founder talked about within the onboarding process as the baseline for our copy. So we want to go off of that and make sure everything is short, punchy, and matches what the website says. Simplicity is key. Again, we don't need to have super long emails. We're not writing novels here. If you have two ideas that you want to share, I'd rather you spread them out across 2 different emails. That'd be 2 different touch points. And every email should really be focused on one main goal. You just want the CTA buttons to all match. You don't want 4 different sections with 4 different topics. You don't want to have an offer at the top and then, a section about some completely different set of products over here, and then you have the founder story, and then you have a bunch of unrelated benefit. Like, you want everything to be congruent. So this is why we start with this email structure here. Again, the first fold is optimized, as we said. Very simple body, CTA button at the bottom, and then footer at the bottom. Very, very simple. You can expand a little bit from here, but I wouldn't make massive long emails. Subject line and preview text, you want to keep these under 60 characters. That way they show the entire thing in the inboxes. And then for the copy, we like to use this template here. So again, we're really looking at the first fold, and we want to make sure that you've noted particularly what's going to be within that first fold. So headline, subheader, image, and CTA. You want to type this out and kind of use these boxes. And then within the body, you could have a couple paragraphs or just one, take it out, whatever it is, but just note ahead of time what the CTA button is going to be. And you can even add links to here in the copy so that your designers know exactly where things are going to be linking, and it all makes sense. All right, creating the design. So tools that you want to use, we exclusively use Figma and sometimes Photoshop for more complex things. However, you can use Canva as well. Totally cool. Generally, Figma is going to be more complex and more customizability, better for designers. It's just overall more advanced, and it's going to be more of, industrial grade versus Canva. It's super simple. It's great if you're starting out. I've used Canva before. It's great for non-designers, but again, it's very simple. A lot more focused on pre-built templates, pre-built fonts, colors, everything kind of in the box. Both of them, though, are easy to use. You don't need to be a graphic designer to use either of them. They're both very, very simple, so either one is totally fine. A couple email design points here. Number one, making it an 600 pixels wide mobile first design. So again, as we talked about before, don't make it super long. We really want to think about if someone's reading this on their phone, you want to have big, as you can see here, this is a perfect structure. CTA within the first fold of the email, it's impossible to miss this 50% off. You have a product image, body copy, again, short, punchy, great copy, matches the website, and then another CTA at the bottom. This is a perfect example of what you want your emails to look like. And when I say mobile optimized, again, you want things to be big. So you want to literally look at it on your phone, get out your iPhone, check it out, make sure you can easily read it and easily look at it from far away and still be able to understand what's going on here. Even if you had your phone completely outstretched, you can still clearly see that it's 50% off, activate offer there. That's really what they're trying to drive home, and they're really highlighting that with the offer. So again, impossible to miss. Keep it short, simple. Think outside the box, use different ways to add images. You can actually go to mild.com and build out your own personal swipe file email inbox to find awesome examples of brands that are crushing it. So just look at what other brands are doing. I gave you 2 ideas here. Take those ideas, remix them, build up your own swipe files of emails that you like, and just what you want to emulate. So you can always just take those emails, send them to your designer, keep them, make sure just add your own unique twist. But for example, here's a great way that this company called Rise is creating their email designs. They're going above and beyond when they're adding images. They're not just taking this lifestyle shot and throwing it in there. They're adding a border. They've got this nice background here. They're kind of cutting out the products, making it more interesting. They got this arrow down here, which points to the CTA. Again, you can just tell that they put effort into these. They've got 2 different types of fonts here. They've got these little, horizontal lines. Even their logo is a little bit different. They've got this bar at the top. There's a lot going on here, and it really matches the brand. And especially, this is in the welcome series, so it's super important that you optimize your welcome series because it's such an important email, most likely going to be your top performing flow. If not, it'll at least be within the top 3 or 4. A lot of people are going to get it. So definitely, especially within your flows, make sure to really optimize those. Transitions between sections, you want to think outside the box and be creative. And think about what type of brand and customers that you have. So corporate type brands are going to have more straight edges. They're going to be a lot more simple type newsletters. Fun and playful brands like this one right here, as you can see, they went kind of crazy with the design. They've got a lot of curved and wavy edges, and you want to think about structuring your email so that you have different sections. So this kind of hero section at the top, and then this body section right here, and then another body section, and then kind of the footer section down here. They're all different colors. They all alternate, and you can see the wavy lines here. Really, just it goes with the brand. If they had super straight edges and no clouds and it was just everything was inside the box, that would give a lot more of a corporate feeling. And then definitely use GIFs. Two of our favorite places to create GIFs are going to be Photoshop and easygif.com. Both of them are super easy. Here's an example of what we did for the client, and especially use evergreen GIFs. So this is not a great example here, but if you have icons that can kind of move or change, or if you have images that you can use across multiple emails, turn that into a GIF and reuse that GIF multiple times, because GIFs are great, but they're difficult to make, and it takes a lot more time to create a GIF versus an image. So think about that and think about GIFs that you can reuse across many different emails. And then last step here, uploading slices to Klaviyo. So going through the process, you've written the copy, you've done the content calendar, you've written the copy, you've created the design. Now it's time to upload those slices to Klaviyo. So we'll go through the exact SOP that we use at our agency. So you want to start with the Figma email design. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to cut that Figma email into slices, export those slices. You're going to optimize them, which we'll get to in a second, and then you're going to transfer those slices from Figma to Klaviyo. So diving into that process, turn the Figma design into slices. You're going to start with this Figma email here. This is what it's going to look like. And side note, we always like to put the subject line and preview text within the Figma file as such, so you can see exactly what the recipient's going to receive inside Figma. Now you want to open the slice tool in Figma and create your first slice. So go to the top left, hit this button right there and hit slice, or you can hit S on your keyboard. And basically you're going to make a box around each section within the email. And then as you can see, this top part right here, this is going to be a box. This second section, this is also going to be a box. And you don't want your boxes to be super tall. You want them to be like this right here is probably the max height. This first box up here, don't go any taller than that. Do not, it's not good. Basically your email is going to be massive. The file size is going to be massive and it's just not going to load well. It's going to end up clipping in Gmail. There's a lot of issues. So make these slices relatively small. So that's what I was saying here. Try not to make it more than 800 pixels tall. So pretty much max size would be 600 across, 800 tall. Do this for the whole email. So eventually you're going to get, one slice up here, one slice here, one slice here, one slice here, one slice here, and one slice here. And you got to remember, each image is going to have a link, and you need to have one slice per one product. Because as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3 different products. That needs to be 3 different slices because each slice has its own separate link. So we just did one medium-sized sections. Again, as I talked about here, 1 CTA per slice, so we can link them correctly. Now you want to export all these slices. Basically, you're going to select all of these, and then you're going to go hit export. Super simple. You're going to get a bunch of PNGs in your download folder. You can do it two ways. Either select all layers and it'll export a zip file, or you can export one slice at a time and it'll export a PNG. So I like to just, if there's like 7 slices, just like rapid fire click export all as PNGs. Because this one you have to go and like unzip and then get all the slices all at once. Kind of annoying. It is what it is. Okay. Next, you want to put the slices into image compressor. So you want to compress the images so they're smaller file size for the email. It's basically like if you're looking at your Shopify store, you want to have images optimized so the site loads faster. Same thing with emails. You want your emails to load fast too. So use this site. We use imagecompressor.com. And you basically take your files, drag them into this box here, and then you're going to upload the files, and then you're going to get slice 6-min. So it's a minimized image, it's a compressed image. And basically that means it's the same exact image, just has a smaller file size. So it's a lot more lightweight. So you're going to hit download for all of these. As you can see, that's how it's going to look like. It's going to be slice 10. It's going to add the -min onto the back end. And then now you take these slices, open up Klaviyo, and you want to create the email that you want to drag and drop these slices into. So it could be a campaign email, it could be a flow email, whatever it is. So you want to go in here, go into Klaviyo, create your campaign, put it in the subject line, preview text, sender name, etc. And then here's where these slices are going to be. So you always want to, again, make sure you're looking at the subject line, preview text, and hit edit email right up there. Drag and drop your images into the editor, and then adding alt text. Very important that you add this for deliverability purposes. The exact text doesn't really matter too much, but basically, if you have if your slice is about product A, just put product A, put the name of the product as the alt text. Just explain what's in the image. Very short, just put like a couple couple sentences, or not even a couple sentences, a couple words directly into there. You can literally just copy and paste the text from the Figma file. So if it says something in the email, if it's like, welcome to our brand in the email, just say welcome to the brand in the alt text. Just make it somewhat relevant. It's only for the small percentage of people who will read the images, read the email with no images. But the biggest thing is that it helps deliverability when you put alt text into there. Okay, and then adding links. All images should be linked, even if there's not a CTA button. We always like to do this just because someone, if it's not linked, they're gonna open it up in their browser and they're just gonna get a full screenshot of the image, which doesn't actually take them to the site, doesn't take them anywhere. So it's gonna reduce conversions. That's why you always add links no matter if there's a button or not. So again, going through this process, alt text is this piece of text up here. The link address is going to be right there. Link should be correct. You definitely want to test the links to make sure they're working. You can use this button right here to replace images. But again, as you can see, this is this right here. This, step one, that's a slice right there. That's one image slice right there. And you basically have two things, alt text, link address, that you need to add in. And then you want to go ahead and add the footer. Just make sure it looks good, matches. And for the footer, we always like to use plain text. Don't like to use images for the footer, just so that there's a little bit of plain text within the email, and Google, Yahoo, Outlook, all those guys can go ahead and read what's within the image. And then final step here, send a test email and check for mistakes. Make sure all the links work correctly. That's a big issue. Always manually go in there and send the email to yourself and make sure the links are working correctly, or else there's going to be some sort of mistake. There's going to be something that you're not copying and pasting correctly. Always happens if you don't go through that step. Make sure the subject line and preview text look okay, and make sure that you can read the entire thing. So make sure they're under 60 characters. Make sure it looks good on mobile and you can clearly read it on mobile as well. Because again, as we talked about a lot of times, an email will look great on desktop, but if you go to mobile, the text is way too small and it's impossible to read. And then if you have any variables, like first name variables, or if it's a flow email, if you have dynamic products or anything like that, make sure that's working within the test. All right, that was it. If you're running a direct-to-consumer e-commerce brand doing 6 or 7 figures per month, and you want help adding 50 to 200K to your monthly revenue in the next 90 days, or we give you a refund, we have two options here. You can check out our website, zhs-ecom.com, and book a call there, or send an email to zach@zhs-ecom.com for more info. Appreciate you checking out the video.